Hello, my name is Elizabeth Cruz, Grants and Special Projects Compliance Officer for the City of Socorro. Thank you for joining today's meeting. Before meeting begins, we would like to remind our guests to please remove all hats and silence all electronic devices. No disruptive behaviors or outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to ejection or possible prosecution.
Hola, mi nombre es Judy Rodríguez, planeadora de la ciudad de Socorro. Gracias por participar en la reunión de hoy. Antes de que comience la reunión, quisiera recordarle a nuestros invitados favor de quitarse los sombreros y silenciar todo dispositivo electrónico. No se tolerará ningún comportamiento perturbador ni exabrupto y los infractores estarán sujetos a expulsión y posible procesamiento.
Good evening. At this time, I want to thank everybody for joining us to our Socorro City Council meeting dated July 16, 2026. At this time, we're going to go ahead and start, and it's going to be 6:04. At this time, Ms. Rodarte, can you lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we'll establish quorum. Ms. Olivia?
Ruben Reyes.
Here.
Cesar Nevares.
Here.
Alejandro Garcia.
Here.
Mayor Rudy Cruz is absent. Gina Cordero.
Here.
And Irene Rojas.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Do we have any speakers for public comment?
We don't have any speakers for public comment.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and go with item number 5. Presentation by 2026 interns. Victor?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Victor Reta, Director of Recreation Centers. This afternoon will be the formal presentation of your 2026 summer interns from students around the county. They have presented or produced not only a video, but as a presentation for you as well. And you are welcome to ask them any questions that you may have regarding their work here throughout the summer. They have worked in various departments in various capacities. The Socorro internship program started about 12 years ago. With Socorro High School being the only high school that presented, we are proud to say that we have expanded since then, and we are also partnering with the Tiguas for the Tigua Next Generation program, which you will also learn about today. The internship program prides itself on preparing the next generation of skilled youth to be skilled in not only soft skills, but hard skills as well. They are trained to deal with community members, both in person and on the phone, through electronic media as workforce development continues to be innovative and match those innovations. They are also meant to teach staff to keep up with trends and technology so that way we continue to connect with our residents. With that being said, I'd like to introduce the 2026 summer internship cohort.
Good evening, council members. I'm Nevaeh Matsuda, a first-year intern here. I mainly worked with YDL and I helped out with Kids Camp.
Good evening, council members. My name is Mario Cedillo. I'm a first-year intern, and I mainly helped out with YDL, Kids Camp, and the senior program.
Good evening, council members. My name is Vivian King. I'm from the Tigua Next Generation program. This is my second year, and I helped out with Kids Camp as well as the senior program.
Good evening, council members. My name is Jacob Rivas, and I'm from the Tigua Next Generation program. This is my first year, and I help with Kids Camp, YDL, and senior program.
Good evening, council members. My name is Jacob Vera, and I am a first-year intern with Tigua Next Generation, and I work with the senior program.
Good evening, council members. My name is Michael Martinez. I'm a first-year intern, and I've worked with both recreation and administration department.
Good evening, council members. My name is Layla Pacheco. I am a second-year intern, and I help with the senior program as well as the media team. And this is our video presentation.
What did I learn during my internship this summer? In my internship this summer, I learned so many different skill sets, including how to work very well with kids. Not only did I work kids camp, but I also coached the YDL baseball team. And it was such a great experience just being able to teach the sport that I love with so many kids who are just so willing to learn and just overall wanted to be in the environment.
So during my internship here, this is my second summer, so I'm returning, and I think I learned more about communication, not just through the phones, but also working with the community from our events such as Index or to having our super seniors here, just continuing to learn and grow.
What I learned during my internship is that I have teamwork here. Like, if I don't understand what somebody's saying in Spanish, I could ask the coworker for help, translate, so I could help the person back. And when I didn't know how to use the coffee maker, I got to ask somebody else to help show me how to make the coffee.
My internship here, I learned how to be patient more, work well with time management, work well with others. It's my second year returning because I really do enjoy the job and the environment here.
So during my internship at the administration building, I learned a lot of phone etiquette and how to talk to the residents of Socorro.
So the experience here helps feed into my future plans because I want to be as a mechanic. I will have to talk professionally. Like here, I learned how to talk to the seniors and public, and if there's admin, I'll have to talk to them as well.
It feeds into my future plans with teamwork because I want to join the military and working with my coworkers. Like, let's say you miss a task, they'll have your back, like doing it. Like a military miss up, like someone will have your back.
My internship, it feeds into my future plans because, well, I want to go into pediatric nursing, specifically oncology. So working with kids helps me learn like what to expect in a way and how to be prepared for that. It also feeds into being patient, like I said in my first question, and just being ready for all of that because it is a lot to take in.
My plans after the internship ends are to continue playing collegiate softball at Texas A&M International University while majoring in kinesiology to get my prerequisites in physical therapy.
My plans after the internship ends is to focus on school, go back. I'm gonna be a sophomore. Focus on school, getting good grades. Football is my favorite sport. I wanna do good in that and hopefully take my career like more down in the college level. And yeah.
So after my internship ends here, I'll be going back to school, so I'll be in my second year of college, and I'll just continue my education. I'll be taking on 2 on-campus jobs, and it's just about focusing on school so I can finish.
Mis planes después de mi internado, pues voy a estudiar finanza en Texas Tech. Sueño ser un investment specialist ahí en JP Morgan o un banco así de gran calidad. Quiero ser photographer ahí para el Department of Athletics y sí, pues estoy bien emocionado.
My plans after my internship ends are to start school, and I'm going to start at EPCC to complete my basics for nursing. And then I'm going to transfer over to either UTEP or Texas Tech to finish and get into the actual nursing program.
My favorite part of my internship was working with the people, my coworkers, getting to know them. For the 4th of July was my favorite part though. Just talking to them like all day, like all of us working, like just going through it together. It was pretty fun.
My favorite part of my internship is that I got to get along with my coworkers. Like at first when I started, I was nervous. I wasn't gonna be able to speak to anybody, get to know them well. And then now throughout the internship, I got to actually meet them, and then we became like friends.
here?
My favorite part of my internship would have to have been kids camp, to be honest, as well as meeting new people and building my social skills, because before this I was very, very shy, but now I kind of am better at getting myself out there and talking to people, as well as working well with others. And I said kids camp because, well, like it feeds into my future, working with kids and just learning that patience and seeing them kind of like be happy to see you and stuff. It's like so cute.
My favorite part of this internship was definitely meeting all the new faces and being able to hang out with them and spend time with them. Anyone from administration to the recreational center, especially the 4th of July event. We all had a great time, and I was able to connect a little more with the residents of Socorro.
What is YDO? YDO is our Youth Developmental Baseball League, where we allow kids from different age groups to come out and play very beginners baseball. We coach them to get their mechanics and fundamentals down, that way they can both have fun and get the skill sets that they need. Being a YDO coach was a very big blessing to me just because I got to coach a sport that I've loved for a very long time. I like being able to share the same passion as so many young kids.
So for YDL, I got to tell the kids that they did a good job, even though when they missed the ball. Maybe next time to try to hit a little hard. And I also got to be a backup catcher.
What is Kids Camp? So Kids Camp is a safe space for parents to leave their kids during the summer times to not only get them out of their house, but to get their minds off of something maybe other than their screens. We bring in presentations and we have cool activities for them. We just give them a fun, safe space to come.
So my experience at Kids Camp, we had a lot of fun times. I made them a little racetrack. We organized a lot of artworks that I think they really enjoyed, that I really enjoyed doing them with them. We played sports, we played baseball, we did a lot of activities, and I think I would really enjoy doing this another summer.
Okay, so this 4th of July was our Independence Day extravaganza. So here in the recreational center, we sold lemonades, we gave out giveaways, and we just helped prepare for this large event. It was a lot of fun, it was very busy, but you know what, it paid off because the community came out, they showed up. It was a lot of fun and everyone enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next year.
This past summer, I really enjoyed working Index because I got to see the entire community join together to celebrate one national holiday. I also enjoyed being able to just watch the fireworks with all of my coworkers, which are now my friends.
The preparation for Index it was hard, but we got through it as a team. And the kitchen was crazy, a lot of lemonades, and the cars telling the vendors where to set up. It was busy.
Entonces, estar aquí con los Super Seniors de Socorro en Rio Vista, me encantó mucho verlos bailar, cantar, convivir con ellos mismos y saber que aquí tienen un lugar en donde quedarse, en donde pasar su tiempo. Ya sé que, pues para mí, yo tenía una abuelita y ella se preocupaba mucho porque pues no salía con amigos, ahí estaba en la casa y aquí me dio mucha paz verlos convivir, comer juntos y hasta ver los Juegos del Mundial. Está muy padre, me encantó convivir con ellos y los voy a extrañar.
So the Socorro Super Seniors, they come here every day. They're a lot of fun to be around, interacting with them from early morning to the afternoon. We'll play loteria, we play games with them, we record fun videos, and it's just nice seeing our community in our little center here.
So working with the Super Seniors was super fun. I mean, we played a game where they were throwing little beach balls into my pants. So, then you can see the joy in their faces when they all get to play that game and, they get to laugh with each other. So that's a great experience.
Working with Sochi in the media department was a lot of fun, being behind the camera, being in front of the camera, recording videos where, I would get buckets of water thrown on me or doing like dance videos. Those were pretty fun. I just really enjoyed, capturing all these moments with the seniors at Kids Camp. And, Sochi does a great job of running the media department.
So this is the first time I've ever worked in media. I've been working with Xochiane. I've learned to make posts for videos, for how to take photos. And honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I did this funny donkey video to promote the lemonades, which was really fun. We did plenty of index videos. We did videos of Kids Camp, of YDL, and honestly, I love working with it, and it's been a really great experience.
The administration department, you know, every day is not the same. There's never a same 2 days. You'll get calls from different residents, and I think that's the biggest thing is I was able to help out residents get to where they needed to be, get to the resources that they needed to get to, whether that be answering calls about Parks and Public Works or helping them get a permit or helping them apply. I was there in the reception area helping them out with that. Being able to go to finance and ask if they needed any help. Being able to go through invoices that they had, organize them by date or names. It was a great experience.
We're very proud of all of you, but you're not done yet. You are going to get questioned by city administration and city council if they have any questions. But we do want to let you know that all of them came from different backgrounds and different abilities. Some of you are going to college out of city for first time. Some of you are staying here, but you're more than welcome to come back next year again and reapply if you'd like. With that being said, council or city administration, if you'd like to ask any questions of the interns, now would be the perfect opportunity.
I'd like to know if you plan, where is it that you plan to use your experience here? Is it you're continuing in a political realm, or are you continuing in a community basis, or what is it that you're seeking your future in?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you, but my name is Mario Cedillo. I'm going to Texas Tech. I'm studying finance. But for me, mainly working with, like on the media team with Sochi, over there in Texas Tech, I'm applying for a photographer position. So I could be a part-time photographer for like the athletics department or anything. So like Sochi gave me my first opportunity to work with a camera. And this was like the first time I got to edit videos, and it's like really an experience that I can put on my resume so I can submit to there. I can hopefully get a job over there and support myself for college.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for your dedication. We're happy that you found, well, to have your internship here in the city of Socorro, and we wish you nothing but success.
Same here. I don't have a question for you. I just want to thank you guys for your service and take it with you. This is what I tell my employees. The more you learn, the better off you're going to be. So
Right.
put this experience in your little bag of tricks, and it will pay off. Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for choosing the city of Socorro, and at this time, we're gonna go ahead and give you all certificates, and then at the end, if you all can just stand here so we can take a picture with you all.
Michael Martinez.
Vivian King.
Thank you. Mario Cedillo.
Navea Matsuta.
Leila Pacheco.
Jacob Vera.
Jacob Rivas.
Ah, the youth.
They're 12 and 13.
Okay, we now move into consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
There's been a motion,
Second.
first and second. First and second.
First and second. Do we have, go ahead and take a vote.
I'm sorry.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Say aye.
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 Motion passes. Okay, we're now gonna go to. Okay, we're now gonna go into public hearing of the ordinance approving a proposed amendment to the City of Socorro Master Plan and rezoning on Lot 8, Block 4, Villa España, located at 10484 El Cid Drive, City of Socorro, Texas, from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Medium Density Residential, with a variance from Section 46-260 to allow for 10 dwelling units exceeding for 8 maximum permittable units in R2 zoning district. At this time, we start public hearing at 6:26.
We have no speakers?
Okay, at this time, we're gonna close public hearing, and it's 6:26.
Excuse me.
Somebody raise their hand.
Sir, did you want to speak?
I'm unclear, I think we're going to speak together, so I think it's okay. As long as we get a copy.
So right now is the opportunity through your public hearing, if you want to make a statement.
There's 2 items.
Correct, but this is the public hearing portion of it, where the public gets to
For
speak
12.
either for or against. Can you open the public hearing again?
Okay, we're gonna open public hearing. We have 2 people that are gonna be speaking on behalf, 6:27.
Good evening, my name is David Holguin, and I represent Marisela Tejas, who is the property owner. We were asked to meet with the property owners, and we've had a couple of meetings and a conference meeting. And we determined some vehicles to be able to approve that. And the item says 10 units, but we agreed on, we lowered it down to 8. And to also with the submittal of a detailed.
Excuse me,
site-
sir. Can you speak into the mic? We have a hard time hearing you.
I'm gonna start all over then.
Okay.
My name is David Holguin. I represent Marisela Tejas on this property. And we were asked to, at our last meeting, we were asked to meet with the property owners. We met a couple of times and also some conference calls, and we determined some vehicles to sell some of the issues that the property owners had, and then also to work out the amount of units we needed, and also the details within the site. We determined that we wanted a detailed site plan to submit to the city, so that something is there for when we come back and start working with permitting process and everything, and that whatever the group agreed on, it's all on that detailed site plan. We also agreed that there would be, we submitted a tenant contract that pointed out some of the issues that the owners wanted. For example, no parties shall be had and hours of operation and things like that. Also, there's another document that it's still in progress, which would be a agreement between the owner and the community as far as a kind of a management plan, asking the owner to, provide maintenance to the property, provide a contact person that they could contact anybody in case of emergency. And then the last part of the items that would be to put together a kind of a timeline or a scheduling of the whole project from however it takes longer to approve the zoning, coming back, preparing construction documents, going through the phases of design and then construction documents, and then to be able to put together a timeline for the actual construction. And within that process, also, if there is, for example, to be courteous when when we're going to be pouring concrete, then we will notify the owners that there's going to be traffic coming in, big trucks, or even when it's earth moving, when they're moving earth and stuff. But pretty much to be in contact with the owners throughout the whole construction process. So they know what's coming, they're prepared for it, and then on the other hand, they'll also be watching, since they're there at night, they'll be able to help us with security and things like that. I'll go over if they can put up the site plan, and I can go over it.
So that'll be in the next agenda item. This one's just for the public hearing for people to speak for or against the development. Next speaker.
Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes, everyone. Thank you so much for having us today. My name is Carlos Benchaca. I am a resident that lives near this rezoning, and you may recognize us and this item. You voted on this before. It went to the city council, and they postponed it. They postponed it to give us the opportunity to have a conversation, to see if there was some kind of middle ground that we can get to. What you're hearing from Mr. Holguin and Marisela, the owner, is that culmination of conversation. I want to first just remind myself and the community that these rezonings happen here in a public setting because they're permission to grow and build more things. And so that's what this is about. And so I just want to say that I want to report back that we had really good conversation. We hadn't met with the owner before, and the council was really great at saying, hey, meet, let's see what happens. Very productive. Like Mr. Holguin said, we have helped review the site, giving some ideas on where we think we could solve some issues. You'll be able to see that in the presentation. But we also really focused on something that we're calling a property management plan. A lot of the issues that we're thinking about on this site that I personally still don't think it's ideal, but we really heard and got to an understanding about how the traffic can come in and out of the site, adding sidewalks. There's a ponding area to ensure that water doesn't go out into the street because it's already a problem right now. So they really made a big effort. The property management plan is something that we have yet to codify, but is important. And that's going to give us, as a community, the opportunity to know who we're going to call when there's an issue. If there's a maintenance issue, like trash, or something's happening with the water flow, whatever those issues are, we want to be able to call and that there's accountability. This plan has yet to be signed, and so And the second part is the construction site, or the construction scheduling and staging, so that the community knows when there's going to be a big day for construction. And we want direct communication with the community and that it's spelled out. There's a lot of good will, but we want it on paper. And so we don't have that ready for you all today, and so we're hoping that you can hear us by saying yes to the rezoning with conditions that those things get met before a building permit can be issued. And that's how we want to support this rezoning. We're not against housing. We know that we need housing in our city. This is something that I think allows us to meet in the middle to ensure that there's accountability and a set of agreements. We're going to need a little bit more time. We'll have that ready by the time the building permit is requested and reviewed. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Close the public hearing.
Do we have any more speakers for this item, Olivia?
No more.
Okay, at this time, we're going to be closing public hearing, and it's 6:34. So, item 13 minutes. Item number 13, second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a proposed amendment to the City of Socorro's master plan and rezoning of Lot 8, Block 4, Villa España, located at 10484 El Cid Drive, City of Socorro, Texas, from R1 single-family residential to R2 medium-density residential with a variance from Section 46-260 to allow for 10 dwelling units exceeding the 8 maximum permittable units in R2 rezoning district.
Motion to approve with staff recommendation of only allowing maximum of 8 units.
Second.
Thank you, Council. Lorene Quimito, City Planner. Item number 13 is a rezoning request for the property located at 10484 El Cid Drive. A public hearing was held June 4th before City Council. Action at that meeting was to postpone the item to today's meeting to allow the applicant and the neighborhood to discuss the items that were raised, concerns with the neighborhood, how this would affect the neighborhood character, concerns regarding infrastructure, traffic, and they have since met. They've met several times, and the applicant has amended their request for the rezoning for the 8, and they are dropping their request for the variance. So some general information regarding the request. This property is Lot 8, Block 4 of Villa España. The property owner, Marisela Tellez, and her representative, David Olin of EPG Planning Consultants, are present to answer any questions that you might have. The lot is 24,276 square feet in size. It is R1, currently residential, and the future land use map designates this area as suburban residential. In summary, the amended request is to approve a rezoning of a property from R1 to R2 to allow for 8 dwelling units. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval, and the planning and zoning denial was from the initial planning and zoning meeting from May 5th. Does not reflect these changes that have happened since our last city council meeting. Before you is the zoning map. The property is outlined in red and within the R1 single-family residential zoning district. A zoomed out view of the Villa España subdivision will give you some information about the original subdivision. This subdivision included 57 lots. 54 of those are R1 single-family residential, 2 are R2 medium-density residential, and 2 are C1 commercial located at the intersection of El Cid and Buford Road. The future land use map designates the area as suburban residential. The aerial image shows the property outlined in red, the existing duplex on the property, and it is surrounded by a mix of residential homes. These are photographs taken of the property from El Cid Drive. You can see the lot and the existing duplex.
within 200 feet of the applicant property. There were no notifications received either in favor or against the request prior to the May meeting with Planning and Zoning. There were 6 speakers at that public hearing and 3 speakers at your last public hearing. This is not the updated site plan. This is still the original site plan, and Mr. Holguin will follow my presentation with their updated site plan, which we recommend approving as a part of the rezoning change today. In summary, the request is for approval of a rezoning of the property from R1 to R2 with, to allow for 8 dwelling units. And with that, staff can answer any questions. And the applicant and the representative are also available to answer any questions. But they do have a presentation to share. Would you like to start with the presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
I would.
What you see in front of you is a detailed site plan that's been amended. Again, it has the 2 existing units plus the 6 to a total of 8. Coming in from the cul-de-sac, we are addressing the ponding and drainage. There is ponding in that area, so we will absorb a portion of the shed of water that's on the cul-de-sac there and bring it into our property. As you see the flow arrows going from front to the back of the property. We also will include landscaping, as you see pointed out in those areas. We also are addressing lighting, so we'll be putting a lamp that will light up the landscape area and the street right there at the entrance. And there will be another set of lights, one in the middle of the property against the wall, and another one in the rear, and then another one closer to the ponding. The ponding will be consistent right now in concept of 2. One is your regular ponding that y'all are used to see, and then we'll be using impermeable concrete in the parking lot to absorb the difference of whatever else we need to absorb. All the property will be asphalted and concrete. Next. These are 3D renderings of what the property is going to look like. This will be looking at it from the street level. Next one. Another one. Next. And these show the 2-story buildings with their stairs and parking in relation to and how it'll look. The other one. There's another site from the rear looking forward, looking towards the front of the street. Next. Another one, and then this is looking more further out towards the street. Next. And this is just a rendering of the site 3-dimensionally. So it kind of gives you a feel for the character that it's being brought in. And in discussions with the community, they kind of liked it. It was not when they started seeing 3-dimensional and what it's going to look like, and that it looks clean, it'll be maintained clean. There was another issue, and maybe Carlos will also touch on it, is the traffic on El-Cid. The owner is prepared in working with the city to provide, and correct me if I'm wrong, put 2 more speed bumps on the street where it's properly located, working with your public works department and stuff. So we're addressing all the issues that the owners had concerns, from lighting, speed, cleanliness. So it gives you a full presentation. And then I'll let Carlos.
And this time I'm going to read a few things from the community. I want to reiterate that we are now in support of the rezoning with the conditions, the following conditions. First, the signed property management plan, a document external to the tenant lease that spells out the owner's commitment to the community. This includes site cleanliness, adherence to the site plan presented today, which I'll note includes 2 speed bumps on the property itself. There's a long roadway that gets to this cul-de-sac, and we're already noticing issues with kind of current tenants that just kind of zoom out. So we want to be able to slow that down before they get to the cul-de-sac. Very great addition. The lighting, on-site water capture that you heard about, to make sure that that's effective. It also includes the name and point person that we can contact if there are any issues that present themselves. Second, a signed construction schedule and staging plan that David talked about that establishes work before it begins, so that it's during the hours that are currently previously understood. Trade by trade scheduling and written communication to the community in advance. And our ask is simple. We are requesting the council approve the rezoning on the condition that these 2 documents, the property management plan and the construction staging plan, be finalized and signed by both parties before any building permit is issued. No signed agreement, no permit. This isn't a delay, this is just part of the good faith that we are building today with our neighbors. And so I think that's pretty much it as far as the kind of understanding, and happy to answer any questions that you
I have a question.
Yes.
Ms. Rodarte, the agreement that they're talking about, does that affect the city in any way? Because we have a discussion of approving this right now, and we'll take a vote. What happens if they don't put up their end of the bargain? Does that affect the city anyway? Because this seems like it's a private agreement between them, and then if we approve it, it's done. We cannot unapprove it. Okay? That's what I'm trying to get to.
That is correct, right? So this is just a rezoning. The property owner pretty much runs his property the way he wants to run it. The city only involves itself when it's a code violation or it's against our ordinance.
Okay, so I'm just making it clear. If we approve this right now, that's between you and the builder, and anybody that will not be on the city, because that's your private agreement between each other and not the city, because once it's approved, it cannot be unapproved. Does that make sense?
No.
No? Okay, I'm just being clear, because, what you guys talk about has nothing to do with the city, okay? It has nothing to do, because it's a mutual agreement between you and the residents, but, he did what he had to do. That's where it's at, but once we take a vote here, that's what that is. And I just want to be clear about that.
Correct, and that is why the recommendation is to approve the rezoning and what is within the city's purview to approve the site plan. So the site plan is something that the city does have authority over and can include as a part of this ordinance, but the agreements would not be something that could be included as a part of this zoning action that is being requested at City Council today.
Right.
But the opportunity that they both afforded each other and the patience that they were able to get through to work together to meet and listen to each other, I think that speaks very well of the neighborhood and the applicant. I did attend one of the meetings, and a good point was they're all on the same page. They want to make this a good place to live, and this is a good opportunity for them to continue this conversation.
So I just want to be...
And maybe build on it, sorry.
And I just want to be crystal clear, because if we approve this, then it's approved. And whatever happens between you two, that's between you two. And there is no other way to cut it.
And it's not just between them two, right? It's between the applicant and the neighborhood.
Right.
Mr. Menchaca is here as not just as an individual, but a representative of the neighborhood.
Right, that's what I'm trying to make sure, because if we approve it and something doesn't go through the way you want it, and you come back here, there's nothing we can do.
So I guess I have another question about this. I'm wondering about precedent that has I think I even heard it at the last time we were here. There were components of previous, like MOUs that were signed in a previous rezoning. So I would like to explore what those MOUs and other precedents have been discussed and added to rezoning approvals. So, because I get what you're saying. That part, it's clear that there's a private agreement. But are there other precedents that have very similar requests that go onto properties that have to get followed by like an MOU?
If I may answer, so I think the one you're speaking about is the property where we weren't allowing a driveway, right? Because it didn't fit the driveway, so they put a condition that they would approve the zoning if no driveway would go, right? So it's a condition. However, we can't impose on the property how they run their property. All we can do is, yes, we're allowing you to build. This is how much you can build, right? You submit and you have to follow our subdivision guidelines and our design codes. And that's what gets approved. But how they run their property and how they manage it, that's a private endeavor that they do. Then we can come back and say, hey, there's a lot of trash there, that's a nuisance, that's a code violation. We'll give them a notice of violation because they're in the violation of our code.
Okay.
But we can impose parking spaces, we can impose, we want this, we want that, we need garbage, where you're gonna put your recycling bins. We can impose all of that,
That's the site plan.
but that won't be until the preliminary, right? So they have to still submit their construction plans. In their construction plans, that's the time where we can tell them, we need more of this, we need that. But for now, you're just rezoning, making sure like it's in R2? No, it's in R1, and you wanna make it an R2, and they're building, so the condition here is, I'm only allowing them to build 8. We could have said, we were only allowing you to build 4, or we're only allowing you to build 2. Those are conditions that we can impose at the rezoning level.
Yeah, so that's clear, and I think maybe this gives us an opportunity to rethink how we do what we do, and really offer a different way for communities to have accountability for these bigger developments that are going to come up more and more, and offer a different way for that to happen. It's clearly not possible here. And maybe if there's like a show of support, that even though it doesn't have anything, kind of legal ramifications, that there's at least support from this body today that says, even though it doesn't mean anything, that we support the community for what they're thinking about, how they're thinking about it, and moving forward. Or if you don't, to put that on the record as well, that you don't support this kind of connection and opportunity for community to come together with the developer.
See, that says precedent and liability. So you're telling us to hold somebody accountable for what they don't do, their private property. And so we would set precedents, and then where's the rule of law? Where is what they do on their own? You know what, I'm not gonna tell you what you do at home. I'm not gonna tell you what you do inside your home. And I'm certainly not gonna tell anybody what to do. And that's where we're setting precedents right now. And that's what you would ask.
It would be great to get that just on the record, and that's fine, and now we can figure out the actual boundaries that we're talking about here. So if we need to move them, then we can codify that. That's a different process, I get that. So we can maybe change the law and build a different thing.
Yeah.
But
Also,
we need to know where we're at, right? So let's just name it, and then we move on, and we can work on it later to change the law. This is all about law.
also this
Clearly
body
legal.
we did look into it, waited for you, gave you the opportunity for the community. So we are standing by our community, making sure that there is that communication, so that we did provide that support. And we will always provide the support for our communities. Yet, after this is the initial plan to rezone, and so after the plans come in, and then they'll get submitted, and that's when we look at approvals or not. Yet, that does not mean that we are held to what your discussions were at. We supported you all, the community, and allowed that to happen by giving you that time.
Any more questions, council?
Are we voting on this today?
Yes.
For
We have a,
for the rezoning?
we had a motion, yes,
And
Ms.
I
Lori.
just have one more clarification. At the meeting that I attended, 2 items came up that the city could assist with, and one was the code enforcement issues. So we did put out some requests to code enforcement to look at some infractions. And the other one was the speed humps. So it is a process that the city has requesting speed humps, any kind of neighborhood calming devices. So it needs to go through that process to determine whether or not that we can place speed humps there. So it's great that the applicant would like to help pay for those, but we still need to go through the process to see if those are applicable there. And if they're not, then our data doesn't support them and we can't place them there. So just to be clear on that one point, I did connect Mr. Menchaca with PD so that we can go on to that next step once we're ready.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
We do have a motion and a second with the recommendation from staff for the 8 units, correct?
That is correct.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 14, discussion and action to award RFQ 26-03 for City Historical Survey to Preservation, Texas, and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you is an item for your consideration and approval to award a contract to go ahead and conduct not only a historical survey that will therefore allow us to update our design guidelines within the mission trail, but also take a citywide survey for the other areas that are not yet historically preserved. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. This work will go to helping us not only in the HLC, but also in the future works for the city's growth and development.
Any questions?
Nope.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Item number 15, discussion and action on resolution 847, approving the replat for McAdoo Acres replat, B being a replat of Lot 1, Block 2, McAdoo Acres, located at 11260 Russ Road, City of Socorro, El Paso, Texas. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Council. Lorraine Quimito, City Planner. The next item is a replat request. This is for the property at 11260 Russ Road, being Lot 1, Block 2 of McAdoo Acres. The property owner, YEC LLC, and their representative is Luis Salcedo of Ray Engineering. The property is 20,000 square feet in size. It is zoned R1, and currently the land use is residential. In summary, this request is for approval of a replat for McAdoo Acres, replat B. Planning and Zoning staff recommends approval of the request. Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval, 4 yes, 0 no, and 0 abstentions at their July 7th meeting. The zoning map shows the applicant property highlighted in turquoise. It is in a single-family residential zoning district.
And let's leave it at that.
The aerial shows the existing home on the lot. These are photographs taken up from Russ Road, showing the existing lot and the vacant area where the property owner is proposing a second dwelling on the second lot. This is the original McAdoo Acres. This was platted in 1986, May of 1986. And this is the replat. They are proposing 2 summary, the request is for approval of a replat for McAdoo Acres, replat B. And with that, staff can answer any questions. And I'll just check online if Mr. Ray is on the call. No, okay.
Council, do you all have any questions? Comments?
I do. See, we had this issue years ago, right? We had this issue years ago, and people started building, assuming that eventually it'll come down to this, where lots would be split, and they started building on the far end of a couple of properties, one being next to me, the other one in front of me, right? Never came, but these are single dwelling properties from 35, 40 years ago. The minute we start changing this, we're gonna start getting duplex. We're gonna start getting apartments and stuff like that. You guys think about that one?
Yes, so right now it's kind of like a lot split, right? It's a replat. If they were to want to make duplexes or apartments, they would have to rezone to an R2.
Yeah.
Right? Right now, that's not the case. All they're doing is trying to lot split, and they meet the minimum requirements, which is 10,000 square feet, right, on each site. But it would be a one dwelling type of development. They wouldn't be able to build a duplex unless they come back to council and rezone to a R2.
Well, what's the other, what are they proposing on building there or doing, or just splitting it for
So they
now?
have to build another dwelling, right? In that neighborhood, you are able to put a mobile home, correct? But it has to meet the guidelines. It can't be more than 8 years old, has to be a double wide, you know, it has to meet those certain requirements. But they're able to put one more dwelling.
Because it fits the 10,000
Minimum lot
minimum
size
lot.
requirement.
Well, I'm against it.
Any more questions? Alex? No? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
So we have one opposed
We
to.
have two and two, so you need to break the tie.
No, there's three.
No, it's three.
There's three.
There's three yes and one no. So motion passes.
Motion passes. Item number 16, discussion and action on resolution 848 approving the replat of Merida subdivision, replat B, being a replat of lot 6, block 1, Merida subdivision, and located at 9911 Floralia Drive, City of Socorro, El Paso County. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, council. The next item is also a replat. This replat is for Merida subdivision replat B. The property is lot 6, block 1 of Merida subdivision. The property owner, Francisco Basurto, and his representative, Manuel Calderon of Calderon Engineering. The lot is a little over 21,000 square feet in size. It is zoned R1, and currently the land use is residential. In summary, this request is for approval of a replat for Merida subdivision replat B. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval of the request. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval with unanimously with 4 members present at their July 7th meeting. This is the zoning map. The property is outlined in red. It is within a single-family R1 zoning district. The aerial image shows the existing property. The existing structure can be seen in the site photographs. Both of these photos were taken of the property from Floralia. The Merida subdivision was approved in April of 1987. And this replat of Lot 6 would divide the property in two. One property being 11,120 square feet and the second lot being 10,088 square feet, both meeting the minimum lot size requirements for an R1 single-family zoning district. This is another image of the replat. And the two structures, the ponding area in the rear, an aerial from 88 showing the existing building. In summary, the request is for approval of the Merida subdivision replat B. With that, staff can answer any questions, and Mr. Basurto is on the call to answer any questions that you might have for him as well.
Joel, have any questions?
I do. On these lots that they showed on the picture, so what they're basically trying to do is restructure them to fit another home in there?
Correct, so what happens is you have like half an acre, right?
Right.
And what what the property owner's trying to do is like split it in half, so it can create two lots instead of just one. So a lot of people create the two lots for their family members or just to sell, right? But you're allowing another property to be able, you know, and it creates another property. So they can add another dwelling.
Any questions?
That's what's happening when they do the replats or amending of the plats.
Yeah. And God knows what goes in there.
Well, then that's when we decide, when they come to.
A single family home. So they have to follow the zoning district, and that's
That they
R1
have.
single family.
They can't create apartments or anything, but they have to stick to their zoning. But these are very, very common and
Things that.
Yeah.
that
we do
every
in the
meeting
past.
we
We've
have
approved before.
replats.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 17, discussion and action on resolution 849, approving the preliminary plat and final plat for Virgin Ranch subdivision being tract 18F, block 13, Socorro Grant, located at 364 Vineyard Road, City of Socorro, El Paso County, Texas. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, council.
Do we have a
Second.
second?
I need a second.
Second.
Thank you, council. The next item is a preliminary and final plat. Virgen Ranch subdivision. This property is located at 364 Vineyard Road. It is all of tract 18F, block 13 of Socorro Grant. Property owners are Moses and Gabriela Virgen. Their representative, Alfonso Di Perez of ADP Engineering. The property is 1.3 acres in size, currently zoned A1 agricultural, and the current land use is agricultural. This request is for approval of a preliminary and final plat for Virgen Ranch subdivision. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval of the request. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval, 4 yes, 0 no, and 0 abstentions at their July 7th meeting. The property is zoned A1 agricultural, outlined in turquoise. And on Vineyard Road, the aerial photograph shows the property again outlined in orange, surrounded by a mix of rural residential and agricultural land. This is a photograph of the front of the property from Vineyard Road and the preliminary plat, showing the single lot and the final plat. Again, just one single lot with Vineyard Road up at the top of the photograph of the image. In summary, the request is for approval Virgin Ranch subdivision. With that, staff can answer any questions, and the property owner and representative are on the call as well to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions, council?
No.
Ms. Rojas?
No, the replat, well, yes, the replat is to,
No, it's not a replat, it's a preliminary and final.
okay.
The one tract is being platted, and they are not creating any new lots. It's the one single lot.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 18, discussion and action on resolution 850, approving the final plat for Perez subdivision, being all of tract 17B-2 and a portion of tract 17C-1-D, block 13, Socorro Branch, located at 321 F.E. Jackson Road, City of Socorro, El Paso County, Texas, to allow for residential development.
Motion
Do
to
I have a
approve.
motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, council. The next item is the Perez subdivision final plat. Some general information regarding this request. This is a final replat of all of tract 17B2 and a portion of tract 17C1D1, block 13 of the Socorro Grant. Property owner is Randy Ruben Perez and Cristina Magallanes. Their representative is Luis Armando Salcedo of Ray Engineering. This property is a little under 3 acres in size. It is zoned R1 single family residential, and currently the land use is residential. In summary, the request is for approval of a final plat for the Perez subdivision. City Council approved the preliminary plat at their May 7th meeting. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval of the final plat. Planning and zoning commission voted for approval, 4 yes, 0 no, and 0 abstentions at their July 7th meeting. The zoning map highlights the applicant property in a red outline. It is zoned R1, single family residential. The aerial photograph shows the existing home, which will keep the 321 F.E. Jackson address. The photographs are taken from Perlet Street. A part of this plat does dedicate this portion of Perlet to the city for the extension of Perlet and providing access to the 5 lots at the rear of the applicant property. The first lot, which will retain the F.E. Jackson address, is 31,537 square feet in size. The 5 lots to the rear, which will have access off of Perlet, are between 12,600 square feet and 18,577 square feet. In summary, this request is for approval of a final plat for Perez subdivision. With that, staff can answer any questions, and the applicant is in attendance to answer any questions that you might have as well.
Anybody have any questions? No? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item number 19, discussion and action to approve an event permit and fee waiver request for the annual Socorro High School Homecoming Parade to be held August 26, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, council. The next item is a parade permit and fee waiver request from Socorro High School. Ms. Carolina Lopez, the Socorro High School Student Activities Director, submitted the application and is present to answer any questions that you might have. This is an action to approve an event permit and fee waiver for the annual Socorro High School Homecoming Parade, which will be held Thursday, August the 26th. It will begin at 6 p.m. The start for the parade will be Escondidas Elementary, and the end will be Socorro High School. Staff recommends approval of the request. In your backup is the fee waiver request. And on the screen is the parade route. With that, staff can answer any questions.
Does anybody have any questions?
Are we participating this year?
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 20, discussion and action to ratify a letter of support for the Socorro Missions application to the National Fund for Sacred Places.
Motion to approve.
Second.
On this one,
Is it
it's just gonna be a letter of support for them and it's been generated?
Correct, so this is a letter asking for ratification that the Mayor Rudy Cruz submitted a letter of support on behalf of the city of Socorro, supporting the diocese application to the National Fund for Sacred Places. The letter highlights the historical, cultural, and spiritual and economic significance of the Socorro mission and emphasizes the importance as a landmark that serves residents, visitors, educational groups, and community organizations.
Any questions?
No questions.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Do we have any items for executive?
No, ma'am, we can delete item 21, 22, and
We
23.
need a motion?
Motion to
No, ma'am,
delete
nothing.
1 through 23?
Second?
I'm
Have a
sorry, items 21, 22, and 23.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes and meeting ends at 7:15.